Andy looking absolutely rapid in that session, and it's a front row lockout for the Brewdog team.
Brewdog Brewery. Yeah.
That's it, Brewdog Brewery.
That was a late lap. I knew that I could do a 42. I've done it in the practice, and I had another 10th or so. I was just struggling to get it in. I could see how close those times were, so yeah, heart's going a bit because I concentrated on that a lot.
Absolutely,
But,
Paul
yeah.
keeping you honest and setting the first 42 of the session and gave you a real target to aim for.
Yeah, the times are ridiculously close. Obviously, myself and Paul less than a 10th, and then even down, is it the top 7 or 8 are in half a second or so, maybe. It wasn't a lot anyway. So we'll just see how the race goes. Obviously, with the way that these cars are, it's getting the tyre life towards the end. Don't think it's quite as bad as Barcelona last week, but still, I think obviously if you get leery with the car, it's you're going to start burning them tyres. So hopefully me and Paul can just be sensible at the start, pick our way through and get a gap before we start battling, no doubt.
Absolutely, yeah. Alex as strong as last week, and then Kyle coming in relatively fresh, not with us last week, straight onto the pace, and obviously we saw Wes. Josh, quite high up, doing well for a silver pro, and then of course AJ and the other likely candidates all well within range. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I'll let you get the car where it needs to be, make sure your tyres are swapped and everything like that, and hopefully speak to you later.
Yeah, hope so. Cheers, mate.
Good man. Right then, let's get the stream flipped over. We've got the full outlap, so we might have another little chat. Matty J, a little further down the grid than you'd want to be, but learning the car and the circuit and eyes forward for the race, I'd assume?
Yeah, definitely. I think overall my race pace is generally better than my quali pace. But they're tricky cars, so it's definitely going to be a race of not being in it and just seeing what happens.
Makes absolute sense. Conditions slightly cooler than quali, is that a blessing?
Potentially. I think I did in my practice in similar temperatures to this, so we'll just see how it goes. I think the setup's close, the tyre pressures are close. Don't know. We'll just try and stay out of everybody's way and hope for the best.
Sounds good to me. Okay, I'll chuck you back in the other chat and let you get your eye in ready for the race. Don't want you doing a Jamie and looping it whilst I'm talking to you.
No, absolutely not. I'm trying
Good
to
man.
concentrate.
Good man, these cars are tricky enough. I'll chuck you back in the other chat. Cheers, Matt.
Bye-bye.
Right, where is Josh? There we go, there's Josh. Right, Josh, I know it's really tricky for you, but please do not swear.
You got me in the middle of a conversation then as well.
Well,
okay.
That's always risky, although I'm proud of you for managing to hold a conversation. So, quite high up in the silver category. Are we not?
I think I'm
not
pole at silver, aren't I?
I was being modest. Yes, you're on
right,
pole
yeah.
in the silvers. You've mixed it well in with the pros. What are the thoughts? Let the pros go if they're quicker, or are you elbows out?
To be honest, I did a race run yesterday and I was doing sort of high 43s with fuel, so I should be around this pace anyway.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not. If somebody's massively quicker than me, I'm not going to try and fight them too much because it's pointless. But yeah, we'll try and maintain position hopefully.
Very good.
And wait for the carnage and see what happens.
You make it sound like there's carnage every week.
No comment.
It's Imola turn 1. Who are we trying to kid? Good man. Right, I'll let you get your eye in and concentrate, ready for the start.
Cheers, Tom.
Cheers, Josh. We've got so many opportunities to speak to people. I love a full out lap as Josh ghosts through Matty J. So we know Matt's always quite aggressive but tactful at the start, and Josh, as you said there, wait for the carnage. Hopefully not. Hopefully we get a nice clean turn 1, but it's an awful long way down to turn 1 from that start line. Right then, let's get ourselves ready for race 1 of the evening, 2 half-hour races around Imola. We have 26 cars confirmed on the grid as they all file through the final turn. We will find the helicopter. We will chuck it to... Actually, yeah, let's watch Josh. So, Josh, starting 6th. You got your Brewdog cars on the front row, Andrew, with the brighter wheels on the inside. We got Alex Kingston and Carl Wright not too far behind, finding their grid starting positions. Well forward in their slot is Matty J, I believe, quite far forward. Matty J far forward in his grid slot, but not getting away too quickly. It looks like Joe Challoner's going to be all over the back of him and nose to the inside. Matt Jinks to left as if to say, no, you don't. They're going to be 3 wide as Joe has a little sniff, but he gets his nose back out of that. They bunch up further back. However, your leaders, the Brewdog cars, well away as Joe Challoner comes under attack. Further back, Matt has got round the outside of Wes. Josh holding on and actually moving forwards a place. So it's Wes that's gone down 2 places. He'll be keen to get those back later on. We know Wes has got some really good pace. However, further back we've lost number 52. 52, Tom Lyons, has been in strife. He's come together with another car. Sorry, I didn't hit that quick enough. It's Andy Wellborn that leads the pack away as they head down through Aqua Minerale and up into the final chicane. Matty Zenko currently in 11th position. Doesn't look like he's having to defend. Everyone's been pretty well behaved so far. Ross Parker's side by side further back. The number 2 car, Rockefeller Racing, got 2 stabs at the throttle there, one pointed at either wall, but 2 places lost to Scott. And I believe then Scott and Ashwooten up past Ross Parker. Ryan David now leading the AM category. And the gap's really starting to open up after 1 full lap of racing. Down the front as we head into turn 1. Kyle seems to have got that all under control at the moment. It was Zenko that was then getting pretty close. There he is. The elbows are out. The Porsche Motorsport car now behind Matty Zenko. Need some larger number boards. Dave Rose getting all crossed up. And the pack that tight that as soon as you lose 1, you lose 2. That was a good shot of a tree, wasn't it? So up the hill we go. Can Alex Osborne get past Dave Rose? He can if he carries on like that up the grass. Strategic boot there. Had a bit of a sneeze. Right, Dave Rose just not got the tyres where he wants them. He's getting all crossed up. And there you see he's dropping down the field. That was John Walker in the 66 car. Why is John Walker not... Oh, he's got Porsche written on the side of his heirlooms car. So John up past Dave as well. All getting sideways. You hear the bark of the gear change as they head down through the final sector. Craig Fulton at the back of this pack, but it's then Ryan leading as we come over the crest, leading the AMs with this gap. Oh, from behind. Stephen Pole getting it all looped up. He's into the barrier. That's not going to help his efforts. There's damage to the left-hand side of that car. We've also got a couple of cars in strife. That's Ash Toff. We saw him with damage earlier on. So Ash not getting on too well thus far. Andrews now getting slightly further ahead of Paul. Sideways though, Paul far more reserved than Kyle. Coming out of the hairpin. There's Matty Zenko. Ahead of Alex McGee. Over the hill, Nat Shirley there in the Porsche Motorsport livery. Flick of oversteer, Nat's going to look the long way round. It's a rare opportunity down into Akmurali. A huge amount of curb there for Nat. I don't know how track limits are on this circuit, but he's out over the bumps and not got the run he wanted up the hill. Matty Zenko looked to the inside on Challoner, not able to do anything with that. Meanwhile, did I mention that Matty J was up to 5th? He loves a good race start. Did Zenko out of the last corner. We've got far less field spread than we had. Obviously that top group starting to splay apart. You see the times on the left hand side, 1.3, 1.3, 1.8, and then 0.1 for Zenko now on the back of Challoner. He looks to the inside. Joe's had to go defensive. Matty turns in. He's assumed that Joe's going to do the same. Joe not quite clear as he comes across the nose of Matty. Matty's backed out of it as well. John Walker there splits the pair of them, so they are down to about 14th and 15th. Yeah, Challoner keeping 12th there. John now splitting the two of them. That's going to be one for the stewards, but even if it was the move by Matty that caused it, he did then wait. Here we go. Then Dave Rose heading the next little pack back. Craig in the first of the Fulton Motorsport cars. Where is Harrison? Harrison's 21st. So 16th and 21st on their first run this season. Oh, we've got a cheer for Matty. There he is looking to the inside of John. Not able to do it there. John a little compromised out the turn. The right boot of the farmer gets him all crossed up. Matty's now going to have the inside for the kink down the hill, but it's going to put him on the outside for the double left-hander. John picking his battles, backs out of that one and lets Matty up on through. Oh no, Matty's gone deep. Oh no, so in his eagerness to get past, and John very kindly yielding. Maybe it wasn't a yield. I think he just braked too late. But Joe is already back up to pace, and he is ahead of Adam Foster. So let's see, is the run too compromised? Can Dave Rose now do anything? I think Kyle Wright down the front is now getting onto the back of Paul Hayhoe. We'll go and have a look shortly as we approach the 10-minute mark. We've got a bit of breathing room just yet, but it does look like Andrews had the opportunity to run away at the front. Oh, big cross up from John. These cars are lively. He's done well to hold that and not point it into the arm code. Matty down the inside this time, not going deep. Challoner around. Challoner around. Reverses. Have I got 10 seconds? How did he do it? Did he fall? No. Yes, he fell. He wasn't pushed. Reverses back onto the track, not too far. We love a safe rejoin, so back up the hill he goes. He's now behind the number 2 car of Ross Parker. So Joe with some work to do there. Not fallen too far. This battle pack here. quite close together. So let's do a quick rundown. I'm conscious there's a lot of cars and I've been up and down the field. So Andrew currently leading as he heads across the line. It's then Paul under attack from Kyle Wright. Kyle and Paul both losing a bit of time defending or attacking this time. Andrew's 3.5 seconds to the good, but then it's just 0.2 between Paul and Kyle just behind. Both hitting their braking markers. Kyle electing not to attack on this time of asking. Really good pace maintained by these guys. Andrew's actually doing quali pace out front, 43.2s. These guys just slipping back into the 44s, but that's allowing Alex and Matty Johnston, who are both in the 43s, to catch onto the back of these guys fighting. There we go then, up the hill. Again, comparable. So it's very tricky to monitor when these guys are going to make moves, because they will sit so close to each other for so much of the race and then blink and you'll miss it. Minerali done and dusted. And we'll take an equal amount to curb out of the corner there, so doesn't look like any moves at the moment. Slight blend to the inside for Kyle there. Good chunk of the second curve brings him closer to Paul, but Paul's car far more settled. It was a really good run, a very good tactical chunk of curb, because Kyle's got a run. Can he do anything with it? He shoves his nose to the inside. Paul parks the car in the middle of the road, and that's going to allow Alex to have an opportunity to close in and then potentially get a run onto this back straight. Paul with the lights on just wants to run away, but having to park the car in the middle of the road won't let him do those optimum lap times like Andy is able to do and run away out front. That's another 7/10 for Andy, taken out, building that lead gap, but Kyle didn't make a move. That's put him under pressure from Alex. Alex just moving the car around in the mirror. Doesn't look like anything at the moment. This is all rather close. There's Dave Rose. Let's look ahead. Let's look behind. Can Adam Foster make any moves? Certainly moves closer, but not quite able to get past. John Walker following Matty, trying to run away. And then Adam having to go defensive from Craig. If Craig's in your mirror, you got to expect it. That's the rule. Expect the craggling. Adam out wide. That's a better exit for Craig, but not able to do anything with it. Adam going narrow into the hairpin. Everyone looking a little more reserved out the hairpin this time. No one broadside, but Matzenko running away now from this pack. He is going to want to go after Alex Osborne and try and move towards Nat Shirley further into the pro category. Craig with a good run again. Adam having to check up slightly. This time of asking. Then we've... Oh, he's round. Adam is round. Just a little eager on the throttle there. Looks like an over rotation out of the corner. Hopefully he can get that car started. No, he's jumped back to pits. That's really unfortunate. Sorry to see that, Adam. Yeah, Andrew's well away at the front. Paul is under fire. What a terrible camera angle. So it looks like Paul did have the run through that first turn. Kyle not able to get past him, but it's awfully close up and down the field. Tighter line there for Kyle. Paul, a little flick of oversteer on the way out, so he's definitely feeling the pressure. From Kyle's point of view, it's he's right on the back of Paul, and he's just having to match him for braking points. Looks a little tidier in places, but then out wide. They're just trading lines slightly, but Kyle's got to be conscious of Alex just behind him. Asking the most of the tyres through the turn there. You heard a little more vocal. Paul with a flick of oversteer there. That's probably where we saw the run from Kyle on the last lap. These two just breaking free slightly of the cars behind. So Kyle a little more free to attack this time. Can he optimise his run out of the last turn and not have to worry about defending, and can fully attack Paul? He won't do it dropping a wheel into the gravel like that. So that's knocked him off his delta a little bit. He was doing okay as they head down across the line. Yeah, 0.3, that was closer, so not this time of asking for Kyle unless he misses his braking point massively. But no, they all feed their way through. Josh is doing well for a silver. Currently sitting in 6th. He's got 3.7 seconds ahead of him and 3.6 behind. So a bit of breathing room for Josh. He can just do his own thing and run practice laps as he was in the earlier practice sessions. So Alex, McGee, Lisa Osborne, and Nat Shirley, and a recovering Zenko just behind. John's then got a bit of breathing room. How's everyone else doing? Yeah, Craig's not craggled anyone just yet. Joe's recovering from the earlier incident in the background. 3 drivers in the pits. You've got Ashtoff 3 laps down, and Tom Lyons, Adam Foster and Scott Lawson all back to pits at current. These cars proving ever trickier to drive. Obviously the guys will get a reset as we head into the second half of the race. They will get a reset ready for the next one. We'll pick up where we left off. So that was Dave Rose a little wide. Any opportunities here? I think behind Shirley is a gap that has closed. Dave just holding on to that position there. A good run by Scott. So the pro driver a little further down the field than we would have expected. Gets a line. Gets a good run out the final lap, final corner, final part of the chicane. Apologies, I'm just reading an incident came up for car 100. So just keeping an eye on what's going on. Talking of what's going on, Zenko is well down. What's happened here? Oh no, there's some Zenko fans in the chat, but this isn't going to be what he wanted. On the curbs on the way in, but that was fine. Gets a good rotation, couple of bumps. He's early on the power. He's Scandi flicked it. He's looped it. Much damage? No, there'll be a bit. It'll be a pig. It'll be a pig, but because he's dropped it at the start of that straight, look, the other cars have just gone out into the distance, and that actually cost him about 6 or 7 seconds. Looks to have got it gathered up now, but Matty not the evening he would have wanted, but still not as bad as race 1 last week. Wellborn's nearly out of sight. All over the limiter. Then you've got Paul. Alex has got up past Kyle. What's happened there? And then Matty J's 4 seconds off his delta as well, and Josh is here. Oh no! I'm going to rewind a minute. So, there we go. So Matty J has caught up the back of Alex. Alex has gone to the inside of Kyle. Kyle's looped it, and Matty J's just inside there. So good move by Alex to get through on Kyle, but Matty J, who's normally at the right place at the right time, suddenly isn't, and he's on the inside and collected by a wayward Kyle Wright. It's an opportunity for Josh. We wonder how damaged Matt's car is. It could be a challenge. Josh will do well to tag on the back and go with Matt and pick up any pieces that he can. According to the timings, he hasn't done that just yet. But yeah, Matty J, 4 seconds lost, having slammed into the barrier. Apologies for the long replay. It's the only way we could go back far enough and pick up the pieces. There we go, almost a lap later. What's going on in the background? Alex on Alex. So Alex Osborne, get that man a drink. Alex Osborne trying to make his way up to and past Alex McGee. Currently 0.5 to the good, so picking up a good bit of toe. Alex McGee feeling the pressure ahead, a little sideways over the crest, a little chunk of curb as well. Flamboyant driving as we head then up the hill. The gap was 0.2. Carl Wright further down the front, 0.4 is the gap there, so certainly not deterred by the earlier skirmish. Big jump, the gamble curb, the gamble, the roll of the dice, a bit slightly there for Alex, unsettling the car. So the gap grows slightly ahead. The gap behind closes massively. Nat Shirley late on the brakes there. Oh, dips a wheel as he jumps onto the throttle. Out wide for Alex. A bit of gravel. The guys all losing the best of the tyres. The 43s are taking the life out of these tyres. These guys still running in the high 44s at the moment. You can visibly see how much work they're having to put in to keep the cars on the track. Who have we got? We've got Harrison Fulton currently leading the AMS. Doing well on his return. There he is, the 117 car. There are a number of the guys have had issues. We've got Jurovic and Wooten are, although a lap down, 3.3 apart, so some potential battles there. Ryan David not too far behind Harrison, so all he's got to do is tag onto the back of Ross Parker, although when Harrison and Ross seem to get close to each other, we do sometimes see some battles and contact, but mainly battles. Josh Copeland 0.7 off the back of Johnston further forward, so is Matty J fighting some damage? Yeah, he's 0.9 off pace, so Josh leading the Silvers by a comfortable distance. Might want to try and get past Matty J. Matty J's massively sideways. He is fighting that car. He's having to steer it with the throttle rather than the front end, although further forwards it looks like we've... Guys, Ashtoff. It's Ashtoff, don't panic. It's Ashtoff moving out of the way. So your front pack get through. Can Josh get past Matt? No. So the aero's not too bad because Matt not too far down on his top speed. It's the corners where he has the problem, so he's going to struggle because this is a racetrack. 0.3 the gap now. Alex Kingston all over the back of Paul Hayhoe. Paul was all crossed up out the turn there. Alex trying to look the long way round. That's going to be one hell of a move if it's a move around the outside of Paul Hayhoe. He gets the steering unwound, but Paul looks like he's still going to have the inside. Up and over the crest, we know it narrows here. Yeah, Paul giving him plenty of room, so there is no contact. We've seen it before. So Paul goes narrow. That ends up blocking Alex, but Kyle's still there, ready to pick up the pieces. Conscious of the gaps behind, getting ever closer. Kyle with a huge slide through the first part of the complex. Paul hooks the curb on the way out. Up and over the rise we go. Into the chicane. Paul holds on for it for now. Kyle, it's either a tactical use of track cuts or he has got that chicane absolutely dialed. Defensive now by Alex. Almost looks like a move to the inside of Paul. Doesn't look like it. Kyle with a bit of a switchback. How does that put him for the final part of the turn? Yeah, all three comparable. Maybe a little dirt drop in the background. Josh is all over the back of Matty J, so we'll see if anything happens here, and then we'll look back to Matt, who again is 0.6 down on his delta. That trip into the barrier, fighting for a podium position with these guys. Slapping him into the inside wall out of the hairpin. Yeah, so not this time. Josh to the inside. It's going to be close. Matt's all over the curb. So Josh got the first bit done. He did the tricky bit. Then just not able to get onto the throttle with Matt still running side by side with him. What about this time? Paul, that half defensive line, discouraging Alex from putting the nose to the inside, but it does mean he's slightly compromised on the way, and a little kick of the grass on the way up the hill. or all three cars comparable through that section. Wellborn's up the road as we break the time in being 6 seconds to the good. So pressure off slightly for Andrew. Just over 6 minutes to go up the hill into the chicane. Conscious that Nat Shirley as well is all over the back of Alex Osborne. How do we get through here? Yeah, we've got through okay. We'll leave that battle for a moment. Josh with a bit of breathing room. There's another little battle. The guys all picking off different parts of the circuit and all having the battles up and down the field, is what I was trying to say. There we go then. So McGee with a... Oh, we got a yellow. We've got a yellow. 76. Alex has been into the gravel. That's the timetable. No one cares about that. Let's have a look then. So he's got the first part all hooked up. Ah, it's a kick of oversteer. He's really tried to hold it. That's unfortunate. Holding third place, and he's had to wait for the pack to come through. Josh looked like he had a good run off the corner there. It's really unfortunate for Alex. We've got about 5 minutes left to go, and he's found he was quite deep into the gravel trap actually there, and with quite a bit of front end damage. 7th place for now. That does let Kyle now have a go at attacking Paul Hayhoe. Oh, Joe's slow off the turn. Dave is there to get another position, so Dave jumps forward and Joe slips back. John Walker's up the road. There's a 10-second gap. So it doesn't look like John's going to be going for a podium position in his class. But Dave will take any position he can get, and if Joe's found the gravel, then Dave will take it. Way out front, Andrew with 4 minutes to go. Off into the distance. So Paul now able to concentrate and not defend from Alex. He's going to want to try and break away from Kyle whilst he can. Matty J and his wounded car look to be a little down on top speed, but Josh not quite able to get past. He's able to get close to Matt, but not quite get past him. But he's leading his class, so all he needs to do is keep pushing Matt. He doesn't need to make an almighty dive. Car 17 is involved in an incident. Don't think that's too recent. I think I might have missed that, but that was the car 69 as well, so Jurovic involved in that one too on the old race log. That was the Craggle doing. The Craggle is... I heard gravel. Dave. Dave's been through the gravel, so we praised him in one moment, and almost exactly a lap later, Joe's had the place back from him. Don't think he fell off. Craig with a huge chunk of curb. So a stream favourite. We got Matty Zenko dropping behind Alex McGee's. Matty's lost 1.7 seconds off his delta, so an up and down race for Matt. Quite sure how early in the lap that issue's come for Matty. But yeah, he's as we saw last week, he'll bounce back for race 2. Definitely bounce back. It's a good run onto the straight. Let's see if that 0.3 gap has closed in. Worth noting as well, Andrew has got the fastest lap of the race, so Andrew really got a grip on this evening's race so far. far later on the brakes, closing up onto the back of Alex there. Lucky not to run into him. He just needs to find that run at the right moment. This might be one. There is a nose to the inside, but has to brake earlier. It's a very fast left-hander there. The pressure getting to Alex, though. He has a little wiggle. I know he's a fan of his rally games, but... Sorry, simulations. But not really keeping the car as tidy as he'd have liked to. So, how far through the lap is Andrew? Just to give you an illustration of that, here's the track map. Andrew Wellborn is the 23 car, the triangle on your map just heading to the top of the screen. So he's got some cars to try and navigate. We all know how that went last week. But looks like he's comfortable to head on to the next lap to start what will be the last lap of race 1 this evening. Matty has a look. He's just not able to do it at the moment. The leader is indeed on the final lap of the race. It doesn't look like it's about to spill over at the moment. Where's Josh? Josh is floating. Right, there's Kyle. So you've obviously got Andrew out front, as I've said a million times already, but he's led it from the start, so I have to keep pointing that out. Paul Hayhoe has this one lap. He's had to go defensive. He's got this one lap to hold on to try and make it a Brewdog 1-2. Kyle looks to go the long way round, but it's a fast sweeping left-hander, so he can't do that. It's compromised Paul's line. He was slow in. He's pushed on slightly. So it'll be the outside line for the hairpin for Kyle. Can he get round? He untwines the steering. Paul gets a flick of oversteer, but a decent run. They're going to be side by side. Remember, the track narrows here, so as we go over the crest, they need to leave each other a little bit of room, which they do. Paul for the inside. Kyle not able to hang it the long way round. Careful on track limits, but that is the position defended for now for Paul. We've got a couple more opportunities. Heavy braking zone. Paul gets it stopped early on to jump on the power to get it up the hill to try and prevent any more opportunities for Kyle in the closing stages, this final lap of the race. So, chicane. No way of getting past just there. We've got a slow car warning flag, the white flag being waved there. Someone's going to try and not get in the way, or they're going to try and murder Paul. Down the hill then, penultimate corner. Can Paul get it stopped? Yeah, it's a half defensive line. Carl has to look to the outside. Paul's going to absolutely park it. There he does. Brakes early. Carl with a flick of oversteer. Going to compromise his run. There you go, Andrew. Flash of the lights. Andrew Wellborn wins. Lights to flag. Paul Hayhoe holds on. He's had many people try and pass him, but Paul holds on with Kyle in a very valiant effort for third place. Matt, we spoke to him just before the race, gets that fourth place. Josh wins his class, having pushed Matt across the line. Wes doing well, up in sixth. Alex, having recovered his car out the gravel, for seventh. Nat Shirley, Alex McGee, Matty Zenko, Alex Osborne then crosses the line. Alex McGee and Alex Osborne was second and third in class. John Walker loses a place to Joe Challoner and Craig Fulton on the last lap. Not quite sure what happened there. It was a 51 for John, so he'll be a little disappointed. He was way further up in class. Dave Rose holds off Harrison Fulton, but Harrison wins the AM class. Then you've got Ryan, David across the line, Stephen Pole, and I believe Ash Toft just ahead of him. And Ross Parker across the line in 20th, and Jurovic is still to finish. Where's Andrew gone? There. I've put him in the wrong chat. Andy likes to flag Paul getting into some battles behind you meant that you could run away.
Yeah, it made it quite easy in the end. Well, I say quite easy. It wasn't easy to keep concentration in this car. You have to focus. But yeah, it made my life easier, I think is the right term. Just made sure I fended off Paul at the start. He didn't attack too hard, to be fair to him. And yeah, Kyle was going quick, to be fair. I know I was keeping an eye on sort of lap times as they were ticking along, and I could see that Kyle was pretty much getting my laps when he had a little bit more clear air. So yeah, I think Paul defended for his life by the looks of it. I saw initially Kyle, then it was Alex Kingston, and yeah, I think Kyle again at the end. I haven't seen what happened. I'm guessing it was close.
Yeah, it was certainly a really good battle to watch. Alex found some oversteer and, as a result, some gravel. But yeah, Paul really defensive and doing well. Doing well. Good stuff. Right. Good luck for race 2. More of the same.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Absolutely.
So get the same start, and just hope that everyone starts attacking Paul again and gives me a relatively easy run.
Be nice, wouldn't it? Be nice. Yeah. Good man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Thank you very much. Good luck in the second.
Yep. Cheers, Tom.
We will then. I know we've spoken to him already. Well, you had some pace in that one. A win in class and absolutely gapping the rest of your class and hassling Matt Johnston at the end.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to Matt. He has some solid defence. Even I thought I'd had him a couple laps from the end when I got right up the inside at turn 1, but he managed to hang me around the outside. So no, it was good fun.
Yeah,
couple
absolutely.
mistakes, but these things are tricky.
Yeah, they certainly are. A number of well, just you're watching the field. Who's controlling the oversteer, basically?
Yeah.
There's some pretty majestic slides going on, but Matt with the damage, you were all over the back of him. Obviously, 0.3 across the line, but it was closer than that at several points.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fair play to him. I mean, I'm happy where I finished. It's, I think, where I belong on pace, to be honest. So, doing my usual of being a little gaggle by myself. Not quite fast enough to be at the front, but faster than the rest of them. So, happy.
All you got to do is do it again.
Yeah, no pressure.
Good
Another
man.
half hour.
That's it, another half hour. Nice easy stroll in the park.
I'm going to go and get another beer.
Enjoy your beer. Cheers, Josh.
Cheers, mate.
And for the first time on interview, if he answers, Harrison, first week in the cars and a win for the AM class in that race. Please have a microphone on.
Yeah, I'll do.
Yay! Yeah, that was a good race. Held your own and managed to hold on ahead of Ryan David and Jurovic in the AM class.
Yeah, it's just trying to keep the car under control because he's really slippy at the back.
Yeah, certainly having to balance the throttle in these is it's a dance, isn't it? It's an absolute battle with the car.
Yeah.
Learned a lot in the first one and taking that with you into the second.
Yeah, hopefully I can do the same.
Just keep out of trouble in the early stages and pick off the paces as those fall around you.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan. Good luck for the second. Hope it goes as well as the first.
Cheers.
I think I woke him up. Right then, let's hit drive. Let's go and find the helicopter and decide who to talk to on the outlap and try and put them off. So we've got a minute left. Who do we talk to? Let's talk to Joe. He was up and down the field a bit in the last one. Joe, a little bit up and down the field in the last one. Have you any setup changes, or is it a recalibration of the right foot?
No, so I got taken out by Matt Zenko quite early on. And I think Wade hit the car. It just had a bit of damage on the right rear, and then that caused me to oversteer and spin the next lap on the left-handers. So it just needed to recalibrate to the damage and then just try and work my way back up, really. But yeah, it's not a great race,
frustrating,
that
but
one.
at least we get a second go.
Yeah, I mean, I was having a look at my pace. I was racing, and it's top 10 pace, but yeah, I just need to make sure there's no mistakes in it, really, and make sure that yeah, don't get hit or hit anyone.
Very
Easier
much.
said than done in these though.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do yourself, and you got to rely on those around you, certainly.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I think it's just race incidents. So yeah, it's just unlucky really.
Absolutely. Right, we'll let you get the car ready. Obviously, we head out on the full formation lap. Good luck, Joe. We'll
thank you,
speak
Tom.
to you later. Good man. Let's just keep talking to people. This is great fun. Where is Alex McGee starting second in class? Where is he? There he is. Alex, is there anything you can do? Oh, mid-conversation,
Sorry.
that was sketchy,
It's
wasn't
alright,
it?
crack on.
That was close. Please do not swear. Anything you can do
no.
to stop Josh winning the class, or are you just going to try and hold position at the moment?
Whole position. Josh and I are on a team, so there's no point fighting him. So the main thing for me is just stay ahead of Aussie again. So yeah, just try and get the points if we can. Try and keep it clean. Yeah, get some points.
Very good. Obviously, I knew you were on a team, and I didn't just mess that up. Yeah, your iconic liveries, not quite matching, but they're offensive.
They're slightly
enough.
matching.
Yeah,
They're matchingly offensive.
yeah, absolutely. So I better watch someone else's
You
car.
can't join a team with Josh without being slightly offensive.
That's it, absolutely. So it's I have my stream background music and now I've got adverts. Now someone wants to buy a pair of sunglasses. Great. No,
Slip
good
and grip
stuff.
branded ones.
Not
We
quite.
should do that.
We've
Get
not
them
quite got into like advertising sunglasses on Twitch. We've not quite got the backing for that financially. No, good stuff. Yeah, looking for more of the same because that was a fantastic battle
Yeah,
with Alex.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Good
Let's
stuff.
put it on the grass.
Right, I'm going to have a quick word with Zenko and just find out which corner he's going to punch you out the way.
I think Josh has been teleported.
Oh
yeah.
no.
He's dropped out.
Oh
Can't see
no.
him.
Let me use my helicopter to find him. Josh.
I saw him on the grass, then I saw his
No,
car
dropped
disappear.
out. No timer. Not there.
Oh.
We've lost Josh.
I'll
We've
find
cursed
out
him.
tomorrow.
You're now on pole for the silvers. Yay! Good stuff. Right, with only 2 corners left to go, I better let you get back to
Cheers,
it.
mate.
Nice one, Alex. Thank you very much. Right, he's gone. So let's bin off the music. Let's make it all serious again. Let's make it all serious and choose. Josh Copeland is back in. He's going to be starting from the pits, so not the start he wanted. Shrek and Donkey for the win. Let's go Zenko and Kyle in the chat. Yeah, mate, Zenko doing really well, and well, Kyle in fresh this week is really holding his own. Wes now will be able to. Have I got the wrong cars? I thought Wes was the black car.
Green light, go, go, go.
Away from the line, Zenko with a drive through. That's not going to be good for the fans in the chat. You've then got Joe Challoner getting down the inside of Nat Shirley. Pushes wide, he's into the side of Johnston. Johnston finds a quicker line. He's going to be back onto the track. It's a reasonably safe rejoin. Challoner now to the outside of Wes. He's going to take one. Is Joe Challoner going to make it all the way through? Matty Zenko with the drive through a little further down. Is not going to be too happy, but it's a really good start for Joe moving forwards. Alex McGee, I think that was out into the gravel, but he holds on just about. Out we go then. So Foster got past McGee as McGee went out through the gravel. Back down the front. Andrew Wellborn has held on from Paul Hayhoe. Alex then back in the mix. He's got a fresh start, fresh tyres and a fresh attack going after Paul. It's then Carl Wright just behind, and then Joe Challoner, as we said. Over the curbs we go. There's Zenko. John Walker well in the mix. They're side by side further back. Craig Fulton ahead of Harrison Fulton. Just waiting for it all to settle down slightly. It's quite hard to track, but we did track the fact that Zenko has managed to get the drive through, so hopefully he takes that early on before the pack spreads out. There he is. He's down into the pit lane. There he goes. It's a long old pit lane here. So Wellborn leads, is already down through turn 1. Alex has got ahead of Paul. He's done it before the line. He's done it early on this race. And Paul now under pressure from Kyle just behind. So apologies, Alex, we missed your move. But up past Paul early on. Let's see if he can hold it. He dips some wheels into the gravel. And not racing with us this week, no, but he's in the chat. Paul's got it all crossed up, so he's not going to be able to run around the outside. He's gone from running around the outside to having to get defensive. Kyle then to the outside. No contact at the moment. Paul's going to hold that inside line. Kyle tries to keep his nose. He pushes it well out wide. He's still got his nose for the inside of Aqua Minerale. That's going to slow these two down. If they don't come together, that's mighty close. All over the back of Paul. Kyle not able to get through, and that's allowed Alex to run away. So the defence, Andrew, yes, he's breaking away, but he doesn't have the defence that he had last time out. Alex McGee finds a barrier. He bounces off. He comes back on. How did that happen? He'd run wide. He's got it all crossed up, and then he's pointed at the barrier. He was very lucky not to take anyone with him. The pack all streamed through. Oh, he was still losing it. Oh, Alex! The tyres absolutely cooked. They'll be glowing on the readout, and he goes from leading his class to bouncing down the barrier. So the curse of the commentator's done pretty well so far. We've got a car off. Missed it. Can't click quick enough. My apologies. Matty Zenko on an out lap yet because he's been through the pits. Josh Copeland showing 26th, so a lap down. I don't know how long his controls were locked for, but he's being blue flagged, so that's not ideal. Ash Toft out wide there. Real mix up there. There's Josh trying to go around the outside of him, so Josh is definitely getting involved. Ash Toft looped it. These cars just needing a bit more finesse. Unfortunately, Ash just over rotating the car and nudging it off the barrier. He was running third in class at the time of impact. Ryan David off the circuit into the barrier, so your leader in the AMS. No, that's Dave Rhodes, sorry. Ryan, you've got the same initials, just the wrong way around. That's one of our silver drivers doing aerobatics and not taking the chicane. Dave, I think I'm going to make next week's race. Racing looks decent. I'm glad you typed that before that happened. Let's try and do a quick rundown. So Wellborn crosses the line doing a 43.3. He's then matched by Alex Kingston out front. So Alex is going to really try and hunt down. Kyle has managed to get his way past Paul Hayhoe. That last lap for Paul Hayhoe, 47. Way off the pace of where he needed to be. So Paul running into incident on that last lap. Quite sure what happened, but Paul falling away. So fourth now, allowing the others away to go chasing. Challoner holds off Johnson for now. Wes is also there in the mix. It's then Nat Shirley and then a gap back to the rest of the field where we would find Adam Foster. Matt with a good run open over the rise, gets a clip of the gravel on the way in. It's going to be a long way round. That's going to open the door for Wes, who will have a better run. Not not able to get down the inside. So that's Matt dropping off the back of Joe. He was right tucked up of his wing and yeah, not able to make it through. Matt with huge chunks of curb ahead of Joe. Adam Foster having a look at getting past. No, he has been passed by Alex Osborne. So Aussie in the Golf colours able to get up and past Adam Foster. Adam looks to the inside to get that pace back, but just not quite close enough. Does compromise his run in. His run out is good though, so he's up behind Alex Osborne. Osborne leading the silver category and able to make moves past the pros. But John Walker not too far back, there he is. So if this all goes wrong, John is about slightly deep from Aussie, and Adam Foster runs into the back of him. He moves to the side, he nearly hits John. He's trying to wait, but he's just got to keep out of the way if he is waiting, so an apology yield there. However, that does mean John Walker is up, leading the silver category at the moment. It's alright, John, you've only got 22 minutes to sustain this for. You'll be fine. Ross Parker with Ryan David not too far behind. Ryan the other of the Golf liveries, so let's learn that Ryan and Alex Osborne are the Golf liveried cars. Blue flag, sorry, in the background. That'll be for Josh because he's a lap down but still getting his elbows out. We know he has the pace to come through this pack. A little slow off the car there off the curb for Ryan. Apologies, fumbled my words again. One of the Coca-Cola cars off in the background. I think that might have been Tom Lyons. Josh getting it crossed up on the curb. He's keen to get past Ryan. He wants to keep making these moves forwards. Stephen Pole there as well, as we said, back racing with us this weekend. Hopefully a new permanent member of the group on Sundays. There we go then. Can Josh get past down into turn one and unlap one more place? Got a brief yellow flag there, but I think we're okay. Josh to the inside. He's obviously got less wing than Ryan. He's up and past. Oh no, Ryan holds on around the outside. They give each other room. The delay of the curbs though, as soon as you get onto those, unsettles the car and you're not able to make the progress and put the power down. Josh needing to break free here. Ryan having to go defensive. We've got a car off just ahead. It's a red one, which we all know is Adam Foster. Where's he gone? Oh, he's gone. Adam there running strife. He has gone. He's now frozen in my list and I can't move him out of the way. So it's spin and F4 by the looks of it. Back down the front, Andrew is being closed in slightly, although he and Alex are trading times. Wellborn did a 43.2 last lap, his fastest lap of the race and the fastest lap of the race. Alex was a 43.7, so not quite on the pace. But nonetheless, he has closed it from what it was earlier. Kyle then running currently in third. He did ask me yesterday, do you want someone to commentate with you? I said I'll probably end up just talking over you. You go and race, you'll do well. Up into third. Then we've got Paul, who's now in that middle ground. Then Matty J, Wes, Bakehouse. And then Nat Shirley jumping all over the curbs. got, I was going to say back of the pros. However, we've got Matty Zenko having served the drive-through earlier on, but the grouping far less mixed. I know we've got a few silvers down behind the AMs, but that pro group out front, a few bumps and scrapes, but away at the front. Little rear damage there for Alex Osborne, but currently leading the silvers. You've then got John. Thought John was going to be second, but he's actually lost. How's he lost these? Slow off the turn. Slow up the hill. I don't know if that's a farm pedal issue or I forgot which button to press. I'm not sure. So John losing out 2 positions there. Craig and Dave are able to jump past as he was slow up the hill. So whatever that issue was, that does mean that John has dropped down. Also Josh has got past him in his mission from outlap issues and then locked controls in the pits. He is now making his way through the field. Still 25th though, because he is a full lap down. Further back, Ryan David trying to get past the number 4 car of Stephen Pole. He's had it back. So Stephen went into that section behind. Oh, out wide for Stephen. Absolutely pushing. The last lap was the fastest for him, a 45.7. Worth mentioning Tom Lyons. We've not really seen him much on the stream, but in the Coca-Cola livery. A few marks on that car, indicative of some exciting battles. Harrison not too far ahead. He's ready to go chasing after Ryan. He's going to want that win again. Talking of which, Ryan out slightly wide off the curb. Stephen a little quicker. Looks to the right, looks to the left. Doesn't really get an overlap. Ryan's forced to take a middle approach to the corner. Stephen with a better run in. Let's see how the second part looks. A flick of oversteer for Harrison. Yeah, indeed it was. And he's out. Dips 2 wheels in the gravel. Doesn't lose too much, but that's going to be a compromised run the whole way down the straight. Looks like Paul Hayhoe is catching back up to Kyle Wright, although Kyle is 5 seconds off the back of Alex Kingston, who hasn't quite managed to close in on Andrew. Oh, Stephen, where are you going? Stephen Pole across the gravel. Tom Lyons has followed him. Oh, and Ash Toft into the back of Tom. I don't think he quite pushed him out of the way, but he had to back massively out of the throttle. That's allowed Matty Zenko up and through. Someone get some sponsorship from Ash Toft. He's not going to be smart. He's going to be Super Scuffs or another local body shop. The Smarties car looking like it's had a few visits into things. But as we said, these are tricky old cars, and Ash is inside the top 20. There's enough cars behind him. That's going to be a track limit warning. So Zenko up and through into 18th on his mission back towards the pro category. Back down the front, Nat's had a cracking race. What's happening here? You got... Oh, it's Josh. Josh is doing Josh things and coming through the field. I saw some cars that were close, and he's now harassing Dave Rose. see how the top speed is for Josh down here. Does he close in under braking as well? He's certainly got his braking marker. Not as much curb as Dave. Dave living life on the edge. John Walker there. Not sure what happened. Just a quick 10 seconds. Ah! From a long way back. Ross came to visit. So Ross to the inside of John at the very last moment. I think that would have been a late braking manoeuvre. Oh no, Golf livery. Also, Carl Wright is now behind Paul. So what's happened here? Kyle Aquaminerali, renowned for being tricky, was running in third, pushed on a little in the first phase, unsettled on the curbs. You hear the revs rise, he backs out of it to get it under control. It's back into the throttle when he feels it's safe to do so, and then concedes the place to Paul. So Paul, ever the consistent driver, able to pick up that position, and now he's going to have to defend for a podium as he did last race. There we go, action up and down the field. How are our front two getting on? Andrew, good bit of breathing room. Alex, likewise. You've then obviously got Paul with Kyle now straight back on his bumper. Kyle's going to be wanting that position back in the number 100 car. Up the hill we go. If you are still in chat as we head into the final 12 minutes, do let me know you're there. So I'm not just talking to myself. Some questionable limits there for Paul. Obviously, track limits, you get 4 strikes, then you can get yourself some trouble. It's life in chat. Hello. So Kyle wants the position back. Matty J, again, not able to make the progress forwards that he wanted to. The arrive and drive style, he is very, very quick. You're not schizophrenic. No, I'm not just talking to myself. Thank goodness. Then Wes, obviously we saw Wes unlucky in race 1 last week. Had to leave for race 2, but 2 very good results so far. He's going to want to pick up any pieces should they occur ahead of him just now. Nat Shirley and then Joe Challoner, both with a bit of breathe room. Scott Savage rounding out that group of pros at the moment. It gets lively after Alex Osborne. Yeah, Dave Rose got Mirrors of Fulton. His Mirrors of Fulton. Come on, I'm having that one. And then you have John Walker and Ross Parker close together again. Ryan David. He's got a Matty Zenko down the inside. Some may say it was forceful. Some may say Matty's just coming through the pack, making his way back towards the other pros. I don't know if he'll manage to close in on Scott by the end of the race, but he's got a nice gap heading down the pit straight to get himself ahead of our current AM leader, Ryan. That also means Harrison is now directly behind, in sight. Can he close in that 2.7 seconds on the last lap? Harrison was 0.9 faster, so shouldn't be too long. I know Ryan was side by side with Matty at points there. In the background, that's a wobble. Stephen Pohl, where are you going? Reactive commentary. I see it, I say it. Oh, Stephen. Ash Toff comes through. Currently 3rd in class, picks off another place, moves up into 18th, and Stephen with dirt on his tyres, just unravelling slightly for him. He's going to have mirrors full of McGee and Lyons very, very soon. Over the rise we go. Just a little offline. You'd think that those tyres are completely fried, and once they are cooked, they are very hard to get down to a regular operating temperature, as we've had a Fulton based issue. Harrison's gone round. Oh, and it's a barrier gone round as well. Didn't quite see quick enough whether he fell or he was pushed, but the mission to go after first place in class now falls away. Ashtoft up to second in class. It's Jurovic now the next car behind Harrison in that class. Everyone's about 0.3 off their delta. Alex Kingston doing well. Although last lap Andrew was almost a 4 second quicker. Andrew's still doing 43s. He's done a 43.4. His fastest is a 43.2. So he's 0.2 at the moment off of his fastest lap. Which this far into a race with only 8 minutes to go is absolutely flying. There's Alex now up and over the hill. Kyle's managed to get back ahead of Paul. There they go, and now the pressure's on for Paul because Matty J has found his way back into the fold. Matty J on the last lap of 43.7, the guys ahead 44s, 44.8 for Paul, so a full second quicker. So the pressure is on. Let's have a little run with Matt down into turn 1 so we come out the final turn, not dipping it into the gravel. A good run. The dusty windscreen, but we're doing okay. So Paul's got the run and the toe from Kyle, so not as compromised as you might be if you were leading the pack down across the line. Spot your bacon coin. Not. Oh, it's late. It's down the inside. Matt brakes far, far too late compared to Paul. Paul saw that coming. We now dip the gravel, so curse to the commentator. Matt there not able to get the car quite stopped in time, braking a little later than he probably should. Paul seeing it and managing to turn out of the corner to avoid incident. It's not just about driving quick, it's being aware of your surroundings and able to react and turn out of a corner even if you have to. It would have been Matty J guilty, but you will do better by compromising yourself slightly than being taken out and taking it to the stewards, because you're not going to get your points back. But Paul is going to want a podium, so he needs to be there and fighting, which he is. The cars all jump off the curb. The dampers you're not able to change on these cars, so it's just spring rates and anti-roll bars. Although I dare say spring rates are fixed. And it's then just the anti-roll bar. But yes, limited setup on these cars, but the setup that you can do does make enough of a difference. Final turn, sub 6 minutes left. Who is close to who? Zenko closing in on Walker. Might be quite interesting in the latter parts of this lap. Position there for Dave Rose being closed in on by John Walker. He's going to want a podium back in the silver category. We will see. See how this unfolds down into the last sector. A flick of oversteer for John. That's not what he's going to want. And then a flick out into the gravel. So if the other laps are anything to go by, this is going to be a move for Zenko. Here's his on board, closes right in on John. A little bit of farmyard internet lag for the John Deere sponsored driver. Heirloom puzzles also need a mention there, otherwise I will be in trouble. Matty there braking slightly earlier, getting it stopped, stopping John coming back across him. Little bump of the curb unsettles the car, but we are able then to run away from John Walker and head down towards Dave Rose. The hairpin. Up the hill we go. Also worth mentioning, if you're not subscribed and you've made it this far through, please do subscribe. We're here every week. We've also got the Wednesday races starting on AC. TCR cars, if you need, or if you want to join in with those races on a Wednesday, you can do sign-ups in the Discord. Discord keeps coming up on that bot and is in our profile description, so please do join in there. Johnston 0.6 off the... Hey-ho is half a second off. Here we go, feeding through. Nat Shirley, is that? No, it's Wes Bakehouse down into turn 1 on terms with Johnston, who's a little sideways through that sector. We're 26.5 minutes into this race, and you've still got gaps of sub a second up and down the field. There's battles for every pace. Slip and Grip catering for all of your sim racing needs. There's a tree. Up the hill we go then. Does look fairly secure for Wellborn out front, and then Kingston in second, but Kyle's going to be conscious that Paul Hayhoe's not too far back, and Matty J then putting the pressure on Paul. He's ready to pick up any of the pixies. Aqua Minerali, a nice complex section, especially when your engine is hanging out the back of your car. The pendulum effect rotating the car, but how many times have we seen people get unsettled over the curbs here today? Scott Savage is second off. Osborne's lost some time in the last lap as well. There he is pushing out wide. Challener's up the road. It's then Zenko looking to... Oh no, have we got... Is that Josh? Josh doing Josh things. Yeah, Josh is up past the 24 car of Scott Savage. So Josh having fun, enjoying the race, but he's a couple of laps down now because of that starting issue. I think he had a disconnect on formation. So once you're out, you're starting from the pits. Right then, we have got 2 minutes to go. Hey-ho has dropped back. What's gone on there then? Dropped back. It was a second across the line. He's fallen into the clutches of Matty J. So Kyle looks on for that final podium position, but Matty J sideways, exuberant driving out over the curb. He knows he's probably only got 2 laps to do on these tyres. He's taking everything out of them, trying to chase after Paul. Let's see what other onboards we've got. There's his wing. There he is. Onboard 0, that gives us a nice view of the steering onto the throttle. See the little small inputs, just trying to keep the car balanced. Single input steering, not too much of an option in these. Turning left to go right, just fighting the car up the hill. Sorry, this isn't Matty J at all. This is Paul Hayhoe. This is Matty J. So Paul was wrestling the car. He's chasing after that 3rd position. Here comes Matt. Again, turning right to turn left. There's the final lap called. 34 seconds left. So the timer will roll over 0 on this lap. Osborne's close on Challenger, but he doesn't need to get that position. Let's just see if Matt closes in the closing stages down into turn 1. 5th place currently for the Heirloom Wooden Puzzles driver. He's able to brake far later, but probably shouldn't. Wes had dropped back slightly on that lap, so that meant that Matt wasn't under an immediate pressure, but it does mean the guys ahead have been able to drop him through that 1st sector. Oh, big sideways there for Kyle. These cars really, really pushing the limits, or the drivers pushing the limits of the cars, I should say. Out wide ahead is Jurovic. The leaders have come through past him. So now it's going to be your battle for 3rd place, catching the back marker. Can Paul be opportunistic at any moment here? The pressure's off. Matty J has dropped back. Out of Aqua Minerali we go. Jurovic will potentially move to one side and yield. He does not, so he is going to be in the chicane, and it all concertinas up. Paul gets in the back. Jurovic moves aside, probably with some encouragement. Yes, the leaders are coming through. Paul's got into the back of Kyle, who in turn was trying not to hit Jurovic.
Even has finished
Sorry, Andrew. Where's the lights? Where's the flash of the lights? Andrew's won. So 2 for 2. Well done for Andrew Wellborn there. Alex making the break. Away. Yeah, Kyle lost 2 seconds. Oh, who's going to get it? Matt or Wes? Wes beats Matt by 0.064. So Wes with a fantastic run out of the last turn. Pips Matty J, and he'll lose out on some championship points there. Fantastic battle. All of those guys sub a second apart. Nat Shirley then in a space of his own. Alex Osborne now has been passed by Joe Challoner. Dave... Is that Dave? Dave Rose looks like he wants some of those positions. I'm not sure. Joe Challoner's lost 15 seconds. Alex has lost 16 seconds. So Scott Savage and Matty Zenko have got through. These two look like they've come together at some point, and then Dave has tried to be the last to pick up the pieces. So apologies, I clicked down my list, but we had quite a big gap back to these guys. So there's been an incident that's probably one for the stewards. Dave Rose, 0.096 off the back. Then we've got Ross Parker. So some scuffs on quite a lot of these cars. It's indicative of the challenge that these cars pose. The guys there conscious of their safety ratings as we finish. There we go then. So Josh made his way back up to 23rd. Ash Toft a couple of laps down. Jurovic 1 lap down. We lost Scott Lawson with 4 laps to go, but it looks like he took the checkered flag, so that's good to see. And then Ashwin and Adam Foster as John hits Craig. Apologies for that. Right, anyway, we've done it. Round 2 of the championship complete. 4 races done. Andrew Wellborn and the Brewdog Brewery team putting in a really strong performance. Paul slipping back slightly in that one, not able to hold on like he did in the first, but it meant that Alex Kingston could run away for that second place, and Kyle with a well-held 3rd position on his debut in the Porsches with us, his first race evening with us this season. Matty J well in the wars. We saw the incident with Challoner and Osborne occurring on that last lap, meaning Craig could take a win in the silver category. Osborne taking 2nd there, and Dave Rose for the 3rd. And then by the results that I have in front of me, again, people will have left. I don't know if that messes things up, but you've got Ryan David leading home, Harrison Fulton, and then Jurovic for 3rd in the AMS. So an eventful evening. Andrew will be on the mic on Wednesday with, as I said earlier, round 1 of the TCR cars. If you are interested in getting involved in that, please do sign up on the Discord. Failing that, join me next week when we'll be back for round 3. And yeah, hopefully we can break that 30 cars on the grid. Cheers, Ant. See you in the chat. You're more than welcome for the stream. Glad you liked it. I'll do my best. And yeah, we'll see you next week for some more racing with Slip and Grip Sim Racing. Good night.